Hola. ¿Cómo estás? We're back.
Yes, and eating.
Yeah. We're eating Japanese curry.
We're eating dinner. And Pearls is on top of my headset, playing around.
Yeah.
And her tail's blocking my view. She's falling down. Ow. I do. Oh my god, Pearls. Oh well.
We're not in the game.
I just want to make sure. Turn it off.
Yeah.
What happened last time?
We finished the time slot.
Yes, we did.
Wherein Stanley has left Kano.
Yeah, because Stanley has left to do something else.
Mm.
We also started a new time slot last time. With Maria, and you gotta keep out.
Yeah.
She was once again taken by Cane Man. She was just left on the roof. How nice.
Well, not left. She's still there.
Yeah.
Pearls. This is not your food.
But I want the food!
No?
Ooh, rice! She's like, but it's interesting and you eating.
No?
But I want it!
What happened to Osawa? Right. He's been told that Maria is infected with the UA virus.
Yeah. Yeah. Up you go. Yeah.
And is currently somewhere in Shibuya.
Yeah. That she's free. Walk around.
And also,
Tanaka's dead.
yeah, Tanaka's dead.
Tanaka
Tanaka
died
was in the blue van
Yeah.
that exploded. So they can't get to the antiviral.
No,
Anymore.
there's only the one that hit me at. Hey. Yeah. But I want it! I can assure you, you do not. It's not healthy for you. It's just, I mean, the spice doesn't do anything to birds, so I have receptors for that. But there's milk in it. You can't take milk. You're lactose intolerant. Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
She's just like, if you keep doing that, I'll make you bird intolerant.
Oh well, that was really what happened, right?
Yeah.
So, let's get into it.
Yeah. The kid man is explaining, or was explaining some of his past
Yeah.
to Maria.
And we gotta keep out after that.
Yeah.
So, what do we wanna go with?
Let's just go with Archie.
Go with that, you. Inside the van! Pearls. No, I I can see what you're trying to do.
Pearls. Come here. Step up.
Not the plates, okay? She's just fixing herself on you now. It's not going anywhere. She's waiting.
Come on, step up. There we go. Yeah. As you could hear ambulance and police sirens wailing on the main road.
Oof. Are you okay?
I am somewhat okay.
Okay, that must have been the perp then.
He looked down at Hisumi slumped on a park bench beside him. You sure you're not hurt? He asked quietly. Offering her a bottle of water. I'm okay. Hisumi took a sip from the bottle. Thanks. I think I managed to calm down some. Some of the color had finally returned to her face. I mean, you could also read.
You want me to read?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's
So I can finish
instantly. Inside the minivan. Maria wasn't there. There was a relief in her voice, but also a note of pathos. I got a look in through the windshield. There was a man laid on the back seat. Nobody else. I'm surprised she did not recognize him. Maybe his face was gone.
Yeah, it could have been.
The dark cloud lifted from Archie's face. So, it wasn't your sister? No, I didn't see his face. Just that he was wearing a business suit. Archie felt the tension ebbing from his body. That's good then.
A business suit, yeah. That's
pretty common in Japan, so that doesn't tell jack shit.
No.
That it wasn't her. I've been worried. Yeah, dandruff everywhere. Have you seen a t-shirt?
Mm-hmm. I know.
She just released all that. It was a shame about the poor devil who had been killed, though. Who was it, and why had he been there? Who the fuck knows? So, I guess now we're at a leads. She hung her head. We could try the surveillance center again for now, as you said. It'll probably give us better odds of finding your sister than just walking around. I guess you're right. Shall we then? Hold on. I had a sudden flash of inspiration! My house is a lot closer from here. Maybe I should ask my dad if we can check the cameras from home. You can do that? Yeah, the same system at our house. Wow, that's a breach of fucking privacy. Whatever, I'm sure they got permission to do that.
He's the one who set up the system.
You still shouldn't have it at home. I'm sure my dad will let us use them. The two get up and headed for Endo Electronics. Archie decided to let his father know they were coming. He turned on his phone as they walked along. He had him off for a while, so first he checked his voicemail. There was one message. Wondering who might have called, he played it back. Is this Archie Endo's personal cell phone? This is Dr. Saiki from Shibuya Center Station. Shibuya Center Hospital. Saiki. Seiichi Saiki, heart specialist and Suzune's attending physician. A preeminent surgeon who has successfully performed the Batista procedure, wherein the left ventricle is reconstructed after a third of it has been removed. Yes, I did not know anything about the specific procedures. I'm not a surgeon.
No.
But yeah, I assume that's correct. Archie's expression stiffened. He pressed the phone closer to his ear. There's been a sudden change in Suzune's condition. Tried calling her home as well, but got no answer. I called. You scared yourself.
Beautiful.
Oh my god. Archie felt the ashes of his vision growing dim. As a brother, it would be good if you could come to the hospital as soon as possible. It's... Archie? Tommy's voice was full of concern. Sorry, I just gotta make a call here. Fingers trembling, Archie dialed his house. The phone rang several times before switching over to the answer machine. Damn it! Where the hell are you, Dad? What's wrong? It's just... sounds like things have gotten pretty bad. Well, then we need to go to the hospital right away. You sound as anxious as Archie was. You can't go yet. I shook his head quietly. First, you have to save your sister. She bristled angrily. What are you talking about? She grabbed Archie by the arm and shook him. Right now, you need to be thinking about your sister. I can't. I made a promise to Susan. I promised to help people and see things through to the end when something important is on the line. I struggled to get the words out. If I break that promise, then I really am no good to her. But Shitomi didn't look like she was going to back down. Oh boy. Oi! Get back here! A threatening shot rang out from nearby. As he looked around, startled and saw a boy about high school age bolting out from behind a building on the side street. Several slightly older young men were hot on his heels. As he knew their faces all too well. They were all members of SOS. They caught the quarry just before he could make it out into the main road. Gotcha! So the kid they were after must have been a member too, huh? Let me go! Oh, I'll let you go, alright? After you pay off. One of the young men snatched the boy by the collar and shoved him against the wall of a nearby building. Ow! The boy's face scrunched up. What are you talking about? Playing dumb, huh? I told you that men were all after paying monthly dues, yeah? The privilege of getting to call yourself SOS don't come free. Understandable! What the hell? SOS was trying to pull a shakedown on this new kid under the guise of calling him dudes. Shakedown! Mr. Shakedown. Slang for extortion. A full-fledged crime. Naturally, the direct shakedown. Give me all your money, punk! It's quite unpleasant, but more roundabout ways of being shaken down can still have a bad taste in one's mouth. Someone who was surrounded on the street by 8 people in pompadours said, "Begging your pardon, could you please hand over your money?" Might suffer no physical harm, but will still be a big shakedown. It would have been unthinkable for them to do something like this back when Archie was running the show. Hey! Let the kid go! March toward the group. Say what now? Say what? They turned to look, their faces immediately going pale. Hey, Archie! Let him go. Archie focused his glare on the fellow holding the kid until he released his grip. You guys always go around doing stuff like this? None of the gang members answered. They merely turned their gazes glumly to the ground. Hey! Archie turned to the younger boy. Since when have they begun doing this? But of course he realized there was no way the newbie would be able to tell him. Never mind, he can go. Archie gestured towards the main road. The boy was quick to run off. Archie waited until the boy was gone before turning back to the others. Does Susan know you're going around just like this? He asked. Man, we don't gotta tell you that, one of them muttered. Not since you're certain. You just say? Archie leaned in close, getting right in the guy's face. Met with a defiant sneer. This ain't the old SOS anymore. Not the old SOS? thought back to the other gang member he'd run into earlier, with the malicious gleam in his eyes. Ah, yes, that guy. Oh, look at her, she's tired. She's closing her eyes. That guy. Pretty sure he said his name was Kiryu? Yeah, Kasuma Kiryu! That's all I can think of. Back when Archie had been with SOS, he'd never have let a guy like that get away with acting all high and mighty. Suddenly Archie heard a voice from behind him. Well, well, if it ain't a legendary founder. Alright! An instant later, he took a hard blow to the side of the head. I was just out looking for some small fry, but looks like it landed to be a big one. Archie's head swam, his vision fading in and out. Before he had a chance to recover, something smashed into his knee. I smell that end coming. He crumpled to the ground, unable to retaliate as kicks and punches rained down. Even after Archie could no longer move, the beating didn't stop. His ruptured eardrums could barely make out the sound of Hitomi's screaming. Hitomi, run! With his final plea silenced before it reached his lips. Archie felt his consciousness battered away. Well, that was quick. Bad end. Kiryu's ambush. You want to read it?
Kiryu turned up out of nowhere and gave Archie a beatdown with a piece of timber. But just before he attacked Archie, Kiryu had run into someone else. That person said something that changed what Kiryu did. The individual in question needs to say something different to ensure Kiryu does not go to Dogensaka while Archie is there.
Well, would you look at that? Alright then. Who to next?
Yeah. I can just take it right now.
No, today I'm doing it.
Okay. There you do it. Well, then you choose.
No. I still want you to make the choice. I need you to be active here.
Okay.
That's why.
Let me just get comfortable.
Yeah.
Sorry. Cramp.
Oh no, not the cramp. Oh no.
Yeah, it's good.
Count. Alright. Back to the precinct.
There we are.
Arriving back at the Shibuya precinct, Kano hurried to the interrogation room. With the investigation currently on hold, he knew that taking any official action would be tricky. If he was going to break through this stalemate, he was going to need Tateno's help. The abduction, the ransom, the attaché case relay, Mania's release, and then Tanaka's death. Maybe Tateno would be able to figure out how all these elements were related.
Yeah, because he's part of it.
At least he's trying to murder the shit out of Hitomi, that's for sure. But first, Kano needed to check something for himself. Tateno would never have let our caravan go free. Kano needed the prisoner to set the record straight. Yo, what up? Our caravan sat in the precinct interrogation room, looking brazen and cocksure. He does look pretty cocksure. Look at that. Look at that smile. One glance at his face, and Kano was reminded what had happened to Sasayama. For his anger smoldered at the edges of his mind. There were two detectives already in the room. It seems he wasn't made privy to the details, one of them told Kano. Sounds like they were following orders, carrying that attaché case around, the other added. Kano sat down across from old Caravan. There is something I'd like to ask you, he said. We were just paid to do a job. I don't know anything more than that. His Japanese was imperfect, but he understood the language well enough. Tell me, how did you manage to escape from Detective Tatano? Escape? I didn't. A faint smile came to All Caravan's lips. He let me go free. Liar! Tatano would never do that.
You scared her.
Sorry. Kano slammed the desk with his fist. I didn't have handcuffs on, did I? He took them off for me. His had to be a lie. It's not like there weren't other ways to remove a pair of handcuffs. After he took off the handcuffs, Caravan continued, pointed his gun at me. Cut the crap! Kano grabbed the prisoner by the collar. Well, Caravan went on, unperturbed. He kept the gun pointed at me, but he didn't pull the trigger. So that's when I ran. Why would Detective Tatano want to shoot you? Because they saw him. Saw him? Saw him do what? Let me tell you something interesting, Caravan said sardonically. It was that girl who was carrying the ransom, right? Kind of pictured Hitomi standing anxiously beside the statue of Hachiko. That guy Tatano was trying to kill her. Oh my god, a British accent, I don't know why. In a fit of rage, Kano drove his fist into All Caravan's face. His colleagues rushed to interpose themselves. Kano, calm down! Knocked to the floor, All Caravan gingerly fingered his slit lip. And after I gave you such good info too. Detective Tatano was assigned to protect Hitomi Osawa, Kano shouted. You can't expect me to believe your rubbish. He lunged around the table, arranged to throw another punch, but his fellow detectives held him back. All Caravan looked away, indifferently. It's your Detective Tatano you should be arresting, not me. A girl's going to get killed. You need to step in line, pal! Kano bellowed. Every time I hear that, I just think of Kano! His colleagues shouted. You're the one who needs to step in line. Go and cool off for a bit. Oh? Expelled from the interrogation room, Kano immediately pulled out his cell phone and called Tatano's number. Please pick up. Just his phone tight, pleading under his breath. But Tatano didn't answer. She's like, what? Kano sat down in a chair in the hallway in a bit of a daze. He found himself holding the presents Sasayama had gotten for his wife. I have to do something. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. His restlessness gnawed at him like a rabid animal. Hey, Kano! Oh, hello. He looked up to see Kuzu standing beside him, his expression grave. I have an update on Sasayama, the director began. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. It seems the knife went in deep enough to do some organ damage. He's in critical condition. I mean, did you look at him? That clearly perforated a bowel! I see. Kano bit his lip hard. His handkerchief, red with Sasayama's blood, clung to the wrapping paper of Sasayama's present. Kano peeled it away carefully, so as to not tear the paper beneath. What's that? Asked Kuzu. Sasayama had me hold on to this for him. It's a present for his wife. Ah, I see. I'm sorry, Director Kuze, for ignoring your orders. Kano's eyes remained fixed on the gift as he spoke. When you get down to it, none of this would have happened if it weren't for me. Some kind of punishment was surely headed his way for acting alone as he had. He probably wasn't getting out of this one with a simple written apology.
When public servants are negligent in their duties or violate regulations, they can be punished with a warning, a formal reprimand, reduction in pay,
Come shoot!
suspension, or dismissal. In the case of a warning, in addition to the remonstration from a directive supervisor, the individual must also submit a formal letter explaining the relevant details and assuring that it won't happen again.
Yep. Like an apology, written apology, basically. Alright. But Kuze calmly shook his head. What happened to Sasayama isn't your fault. Don't blame yourself, he said. As far as this case goes, I've been given quite the runaround myself. There was a rare note of vulnerability in Kuze's voice. The higher-ups have barely let any information trickle my way. They're still ordering me around non-stop. It's a real pain in the ass. Kuze fell silent, ruminating. The quiet lingered between the two men for several moments before he abruptly spoke again. Oh, right. I'd like to get your opinion on something. Thanks. I got a feather, a neck feather, I think. Or a stomach feather, I'm not entirely sure. Could be either.
Feather.
So Mamoru Tanaka, who we found in the minivan, you know? What you think? Should we oughta maybe release his name to the media? Because it had slipped into his child's register. He was clearly exhausted.
After dealing with the kidnappers, baffling actions, and too much meddling from the higher-ups, even a veteran like Kusei is just beat. But that's not the only reason for his exhaustion. Kusei has a brother, 6 years his senior, who, despite being nominally mature, refuses to get a real job, and shows no inclination to settle down with the family. He walks around town day after day dressed like a hippie and treating passerby to songs he's written. Jose has been worrying about his shiftless brother for years now. The guy's become a chronic source of consternation.
Yeah. Background on Kuze. Kind of thrown by the question. It was a rare thing for the director to seek an opinion from a mere junior detective. It feels like there's something not too normal about one of Kinji Oso's subordinates dying. Kano had the same thought. This felt too intentional to be a coincidence. So here's the question. Should I get the media involved and try to rush for a resolution? Or should I be more cautious? What will you do? Well, is the name? Kano asked. That wasn't such a simple thing to answer. There were so many factors to consider. A tired smile came to Kuze's face. Don't think about it too hard. This is just so I have a point of reference. Tell me what your gut says. Alright. You wanna say yes, no, or I don't know.
Let's just go with A.
Yeah. I think releasing the name should be alright. There was still a lot they didn't know about Tanaka. The fact that the final stop for the ransom relay was Tanaka's condo implied some sort of connection between him and the kidnappers. But they still had no idea what his role in the abduction might have been. They also didn't have any motive for why Tanaka was kidnapped in the first place. By sharing some of what they did know with the public, they might be able to garner some new leads. You release a name? Alright then.
Well, new leads are also more leads.
Yeah, I know, but it's not exactly the same.
No.
So in other words, Kuze headed back toward the conference room. On the TV, the governor's press conference was still going on. I've just requested that each of the railroad companies, starting with JR, stop running trains through Shibuya Station until further notice. That's gonna fuck everything up, isn't it? As far as the roads go, Route 246 has already been closed to traffic. The executive looked pale as he spoke to the crowd. Is there any possibility of a bioterrorist attack? What about the people who are still in Shibuya? The reporters unleashed a barrage of questions. The governor's face scrunched up. As I've already made clear, this is not a complete blockade.
Because modern Japan does not have a system for enacting martial law.
Because they don't have an army.
There are a few ways that the government could effectively quarantine Shibuya. In the case of a potential viral infection, the infectious disease law allows for the city to be partitioned into areas of restricted movement. If the authorities do not want to acknowledge the existence of the top secret UA virus, however, taking such an action would be rather trivially.
But yeah, they can't actually enact martial law. They have no right to wage war because they have no army. I think they have a self-defense force. And honestly, they don't do squat most of the time. They're just doing the ceremonial things mostly. Alright. There is nothing to stop anyone from leaving Shibuya on foot. Isn't what you're describing de facto martial law? Of course not, the governor snapped. You should be well aware that martial law is illegal. I couldn't declare it even if I wanted to. If you wanted to? So this is a bioterrorist issue. I never said anything of the sort. The press conference was devolving into chaos. Well, I was unsurprised. Yeah, given the circumstances. Still, everyone was doing their best insofar as they knew how. So why not me? Doesn't matter what I do. I just want to be doing something. Just letting time tick by without trying to take action was more than he could bear. Kano. What does Kano do?
Visit Sasayama.
You want to visit Sasayama in the hospital? Kano was worried about Sasayama and decided to visit him in the hospital. Hospital. Ah! That's Hana! As he was making his way toward the hospital, Kano spotted a girl sitting in the physician overpass. She looked like she was on the verge of tears. Concerned, he stopped beside her. Are you waiting for someone? He asked. The girl simply bit her lip and said nothing. Are you lost? Do you need a policeman? Policeman!
The relatively low crime rate in Japan, combined with rather high police personnel numbers on top. Tokyo mean that officers, particularly beat cops, often have plenty of bandwidth to deal with more minor issues.
Yes, they do. They do anything. That's why there's so many local police walkers around. They can help with anything. They have nothing else to do.
Including keeping kids in school.
Yeah.
You're like, are you supposed to be in school?
Yeah, or are you supposed to be home? It's like fucking 11 in the evening.
Yeah.
They do anything. Again, the girl gave no answer. Where did you come from? Hana tried.
Where did you go? Where did you come from? Hana, small girl. Hana-chan.
Still nothing. He had just decided to go and call for a female officer when the girl hesitantly spoke at last. Heaven Publishing. After a little coaxing, she told him where that was. It turned out it was on the way to Shibuya Central Hospital, too far from where they were now.
Not too far.
Yeah, that's what I said. Not too far.
Oh. I didn't hear the nut.
Okay. It might have been
nuts?
Yeah, you nuts! Why did I take you there then?
I think it's nuts.
Yeah. It's expensive though. I'm already headed in that direction anyway. The girl seemed a bit reluctant at first, but eventually she agreed to go with Kano. Kano parted ways with the girl outside the building where Heaven Publishing was located. He noticed that she hesitated to enter at first, but eventually vanished inside. Kano's phone rang as he was about to continue on his way. When he appeared at the incoming call display, his heart nearly stopped. There was Tatano's name. Kano quickly pressed the button to accept the call. Detective Tatano? Detective Tatano, is that you? There was a whole mountain of things Kano wanted to ask. Oh shit. What had he been doing this whole time? Why had he let Alcaron go free? What had happened to Hitomi?
Holy.
While he was trying to decide what question to pose first, Tatano spoke. Sakura Maria Oza. What? The words came out as a startled gasp. Detective Tatano, you have to bring her here ASAP. Right now she's... Tatano cut him off. You need to bring Hitomi Ozawa to my location at once. Hitomi Ozawa? Yes. I heard over the wireless that the man from the US Embassy had her in custody. I hadn't been listening to the most recent wireless traffic. Apparently Stanley had managed to find Hitomi. Okay! But that was... What was Tatsuno getting at here? Wait, what for? I mean, why do you need me to bring Hitomi Osawa to you? There was no reply. Detective Tatano, answer me. Please. Tatano replied as if he hadn't heard Kano's questions. There's an office building in Nanpei Dai called South Hill. I'll be waiting for you on the rooftop. If you don't bring her, I'll kill Maria. Alright! With that grisly warning, he hung up. Just like that. Kano's hand went limp. His phone slipped from his grasp and fell to the floor.
The ground.
Sorry, ground.
No, it said floor.
Okay. Well, then I read it right!
You read it right. You just wrote wrong.
Sure. Kano went to South Hill and Nanpei Dai alone.
Because the floor would indicate that he's inside somewhere, but he's not inside anywhere. He was outside on the
I suppose.
On the sidewalk. So therefore it would be the ground.
Yes. Either way.
The building takes its name from a rough translation of Nanpei
Dai.
the name of the area where it's located. The official name is South Hill Building. But since this is awkward to say, it's frequently short. Hello, Palo.
He hadn't brought Hitomi as Tatano had demanded, nor had he reported the situation to Kusuko. First, he wanted to meet with Tatano and find out what was going on. He took the elevator to the 8th floor. After that, he had to take the stairs to the rooftop. As he made his way up the steps, he tried to imagine that Tatano might want with Hitomi. Are you happy chirping? Yeah.
She's getting squeakies.
Yeah. He hadn't noticed anything suspicious about the senior detective in the lead-up to his takeout at the Scramble. Tatano had seemed like the same man Kano had always revered. So why was he doing this? Kano couldn't think of a reason. Reaching the top of the staircase, he at last stepped out onto the open roof. The time for half-baked conjecture was past. Kano would lay his doubts at Tatano's feet. And soon enough, everything would become clear. Inwardly, Kano did his best to convince himself of that. warm breeze blew against his cheek. He took a look around but saw no sign of Tatano. Detective Tatano, where are you? Getting no response, he began to walk around the rooftop, calling out several more times. It's Kano! I've come as you asked! Where is Hitomi Osawa? Kano wheeled around when he heard the voice behind him. Hello there. See? He was Tatano. Tatano stepped into the room from behind the water tank. Now you know, even though he's clearly holding a police gun. But yes. And no, because this is empty. Shouldn't only be fine. There with him a young woman, bound and blindfolded. Why didn't you bring her? Kano stared in shock. Why are you doing this? Is that really... Maria? There it is. Tatano responded by removing the young woman's blind. The blindfold removed, Maria slowly opened her eyes. She gazed past Kano, panicked across her face. Ah! She shot out her arm to point. What the fuck are you doing, Minorikawa? Kano wheeled around in surprise. There was a man on the roof of the building across the way. Jump? Looked like he was ready to jump. Oh god. Why now? Kano thought to himself, but he couldn't just stand idle by while someone committed suicide. He felt the pang of disgust when he saw Tatano taking the situation with an indifferent glance. Make no move to help. Detective Tatano, I'll be right back, Kano screamed. We can finish this after. Without waiting for an answer, he raced for the other building. When he got to the second rooftop, the man was still there, staring down at the ground below. Don't do anything rash! Kano warned, hurrying toward him. But the man gave no response, though Kano quickly halted. The stranger was still several meters away. Kano braced himself, ready to nudge for the man if necessary. Let's not be hasty. Nobody is going to be happy if you jump. Still, the man said nothing, simply gazing out at the sky. Surely you could hear Kano now. The detective continued, keeping his voice low and conversational. I've got a co-worker. He's one of the most absurdly devoted husbands you could meet. All he does is brag about his wife. The man continued to ignore him. He was stabbed in the belly earlier today. He's in the hospital right now, on death's door. He was happy, but now his life might get snatched away from him anyway. Still, the man appeared unmoved, probably because he can't hear. It was as if the words weren't even reaching him, probably because they weren't. Don't you think it's a waste to just go and throw your own life away? Kano waited for the man to respond. The stranger took a purposeful stride away from the fence towards the roof's edge. Stop! Don't do it! The man unflinchingly stepped out towards the empty air. No! Kano sprang forward, somehow managing to grab hold of the stranger's wrist. Yanked the man back from the edge, getting only a blank stare in response. Don't go wasting your life like this! Ordinarily, Kano would have stayed and talked until he was sure the guy's death was past. But there wasn't time for it. Maria was in just as much danger as at that very moment. Whipping out his handcuffs, he shackled the man to the fence. Ha! Can't do suicide now. What? I promise I'll come back. Please just stay alive for a few minutes longer, okay? I left the man staring in bewilderment and raced back to South Hill Building. When he got back to the roof, no one was there. Kano immediately tried to call Tatano on his cell, but the call didn't. Tatano was powered off his phone. Damn it! Where did you go, detective? I need to hear what Tatano had to say. I still had no idea what was really going on, what the grim truth might be. And it seemed he'd lost his chance to find out. Inspiration kind of rushed through the building. But in his frantic search of the area, he saw no sign of either Tatano or life. Later, a precinct-wide manhunt failed to discover where the two had gone. From that day forward, Kana was empty himself, carrying out his duties as a detective with equal intensity. He also forgot the man on the roof. Lost sight of Bloody and Tatman.
We kind of caught sight of the man about to commit suicide. He was Mirikawa. He couldn't ignore the situation, and impulsively he rushed to the rescue, but lost sight of Tatano and Maria as a result. Mirikawa hadn't turned up on that moment. Kind of would have been able to focus on his primary mission.
God damn it, Minokawa. God damn it. You just had to be up on that roof.
How about we take a break?
Yeah. That's a good idea.
So, alright, that was moving the book.
No.
This book is very cute.
Got some dandruff there.
We'll be back in a bit. Get up, stretch, cycle your fluids.
Yeah, very important.
Mucho importante el espíritu fiscal.
Girls agree.
So, shortly, we'll be back from the short break.
Yes.
Hello, welcome back.
We are back. Let us continue.
It's probably not gonna help to jump to Maria, so let's just go with movie cover ourselves.
There you go. I see. Alright, I did it with Hannah saying he suicided, even though he was not the one in the van, so that's clearly a lie.
Yeah.
Yurikawa needed to get back to the editing office right away. But despite the urgency, he barely stumbled along. He was swaying his feet, only half aware of where he was going. No, this is almost some sick joke. He just couldn't accept that Moriyama is dead. Yano laughed a sigh, a cynical smile, and a cynical smile crept onto his face. That always did insist on having his own way. Back when he was still a novice reporter, Yurikawa had written a piece about a middle school girl. School had made a statement denying that bullying had been happening. So most of the media had reported that she had suffered a nervous breakdown over incidents.
A period of mental illness manifesting as panic disorder, stress-induced anxiety, or like. The term is commonly used to refer to serious health issues such as schizophrenia or bipolar disorder.
In case you didn't know what bipolar was.
As well as the buildup of more minor stresses as part of everyday life. Plus, it is so broadly debated defined, it is generally avoided in psychiatric hospitals.
Yes. Of course it is. You watch out, die.
Do you think it's a bad idea if we do it now? This is more for girls.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she can get out.
No, she can't get out.
Right, flying into the windows. I think she's occupied. case had nagged him. Had her death really been a suicide? The more people he interviewed about the incident, the more he doubted it. The city news editor, however, was not allowed to conduct a follow-up investigation. The reason why it was simple. This was the sort of thing that happened every day. You couldn't waste time on a case that was already in the books. It was more important for reporters to find new stories than to squander time on Brooks' cases. Chiyoko understood the editor's decision well enough, but that didn't mean. He'd been sulking off on the road, slowly nursing a cigarette when the paper's local copy editor, Oyama, was by.
At the newspaper, an employee who evaluates the quality and suitability of reporters' copy and coverage. Effectively, the boss of a group of reporters. However, the copy editor typically works under a second editor and has the final say about what is read. A middle management position caught between upstart reporters and an angry establishment.
Did say no to the follow-up interviews. About that girl's suicide.
The name of the girl who killed herself was Chihara. After reading her diary, Murakawa became convinced it wasn't an ordinary suicide. 6 years from now, Murakawa will run into a certain teacher and the investigation into the city's death will be reopened. That's another story for another time.
6 years from now. What a foreboding thing. Yeah. Chiyoko expelled the plume of the smoke along with the side. The taste of white and gas, the cigarette was down in the dumps. So what are you going to do? Editor told me no. Oh, editor said not to. So like a child. The above made Murakawa's temper flare. There were other interviews to do. I want to follow up on this, but there isn't any time. You dumbass! Oyama hauled off and hit him right across the face. What happened to I write what I feel in my heart? That's the one thing I refuse to back down on. What happened to the guy who used to bitch at me like that? Oyama's words hit their heart with painful precision. The interviews aren't over until you have what you need. No, you refuse to let them be over. You go after the truth no matter what anyone tells you. Isn't that what being a journalist is all about? Then he comes scowl and check. Yeah, I'm kinda like, because I've heard it pronounced so many times in French, where the word comes from.
Yeah.
I kinda put a French twist on it. I know it's journalist, but
Yeah.
I've heard it so many times pronounced in French as well, so for me it's like journalist. The man was exactly right. Until you have what you need. Those words have stuck with me ever since. In fact, he quit the paper to become a freelance because he couldn't do his job the way he wanted while distracted at hiring. At least he's skilled enough to do that. Now he wondered, what if Oyama hadn't had instead been the victim of PTSD? But after considering the idea for a moment, he thought bitterly, so what? The reasons and the details hardly mattered at this point. What mattered was that Oyama was dead. Murakawa sat down listlessly and stared up at the sky. The blank swath of blue made him feel all the more worn out. What had all of the days running around him before? He felt so empty. so hollowed out by loss. All his motivation had drained away. He had no idea what he should do next. Hey, Minori Kawa. What should you do? Try to listen to his inner voice. Alright. What do you want to do?
Stand up.
Right now, you just need to forge ahead. That's all you want to do?
Sure.
Yeah. That was his only option, really. Hey. Hey. Over there.
How about I take out the bits?
Do that if you want to.
Yeah. I just need her to not be on there.
Yeah, good girl. Yeah, good girl.
Okay.
There you go. He couldn't just let things end like this, and he still didn't have what he needed for his articles. So, he going to a deep breath, ready to get back in speed. Before he could, however, a young man stumbled across his path, taking a nasty fall on the pavement. Ow! Damn, that hurts! The youngster scrambled back to his feet and turned to Minori-kawa with a snarl. Hello there. What are you looking at, pal? The young man clutched a piece of timber like a club. There was a nasty gleam in his eye. I'm not looking at anything outside. I just happened to be looking in your direction. Shut your gap! Apologize, bitch! Now! Oh, Jesus. What for? You tricked me, man! Ain't you gonna apologize for that? Kid stumbled all on his own, but was probably too embarrassed to admit it. Guess he's got to vent his anger at someone. Listen, kid, Minori-kawa said, it's not my fault you're such a klutz.
You know, like the pedal in a car that's got a manual transmission. Oh, that's a clutch. Okay, so then, like lumps of earth or clay, those are clots, you say. Right. So then we're talking about a sort of social get-together for coffee and conversation? Huh? Ah, right, that's a clutch. Is it when you try to fix something using stuff that isn't really meant for that purpose? That's a clutch? Okay.
Completely useless! The hell you just say to me? You got a death wish, pal?
Sort of.
With a murderous glare, the punk advanced on him, wrenching his weapon. Hey, Minori-kawa said. What you wanna do?
Is it fun?
Is that what you wanna do?
Yeah.
Alright, is it fun hitting people with that thing? Sorry. The corner of the punk's mouth curled up. Oh yeah, real fun. Only a dumbass beats people with their bare hands. You just wind up hurting your fists. If you're gonna enjoy some violence, you gotta have yourself a weapon. Uh-huh, I see. In that case, maybe give it a rest with that stick, yeah? Huh? What for? The punk scowled in irritation. Don't get me wrong, Minori-kawa said. I'm just saying there have to be better weapons than that. Something that could take a man down in a single blow. He stopped to consider Minori-kawa's words for a moment. I get you. Yeah, you might be right about that. And I think I have just the thing. May as well go with my usual. Hey, he dropped it. He tossed away the piece of wood on the side of the road. Don't you go anywhere till I get back. Got it? Yeah, sure thing. I'm gonna leave. Minori-kawa watches the punk hit it back the way he caught. Man, what a dumbass. Looking around, he spotted a taxi parked close by. Hey! It was Kimitsuka! Do you need a ride, sir? Kimitsuka asked. All politeness as he opened the back door. If you're heading to that publishing office again, I can get you there in 10 minutes. Kimitsuka's driving was as smooth as always. He always went skillfully through a series of backstays. There was a big explosion over here recently. The main roads were all gridlocked. Yeah, Mirakava muttered. I was there when it happened. Oh no. Oh! Really? Good to see you're not hurt then. Still, what a terrible thing. Anyway, I hear someone was inside when it exploded. I'm not sure if you were aware. Yeah, I'm aware. Oh, nothing gets past a reporter like you, I see. He took a flash Mirakava and approving smile. Real. Yes, thank you. How much have you heard? Ramona answered that the person who died was a middle-aged man. Huh. We texted our sent to keep quiet for themselves. He's a good chuckles, but Mirakava just cast his eyes down for once. You look tired, sir. Yeah, I guess so. The reply was barely audible. Suddenly, someone rushed out into the street right in front of the cab. Look out! Well then! There was a heavy thunk as the taxi crashed into the pedestrian. Yo. Screeching to the halt, Kimitsuka and Mirakava jumped out of the vehicle to find a young man splayed out in the street. Hey, the driver called. You alright? He doesn't look alright. The fallen pedestrian was practically still a kid. He wasn't moving. Kimitsuka hungered down and jostled his shoulder, then his expression stiffened in alarm. Mirakava checked the young man's pulse. Couldn't detect any heartbeat at all. Oh no, Kimitsuka said. This is... Tears began to well up in his eyes. Mirakava turned to him in surprise. You knew him? Did. Kimitsuka cradled the young man in his arms. I'm sorry, but you'll have to find yourself another taxi. I'm going to turn myself in to the police. Looking down at the boy's unmoving form, Mirakava felt a pang of guilt. No, he said, I'm the one who's been asking you to drive around so recklessly all day. This is on me too. But I'll go with you to the cops. The two men decided to head to the station together to surrender themselves. There probably wouldn't be time to work on writing articles while they were being interrogated, but that was just how it'd have to be. This was the right thing to do. Mirakava just had to keep telling himself that, knowing that it was the truth. Oh no! We killed the protagonist! Girls is oddly interested in your pencil case here.
Well, she can bite the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
The teeth of the zipper.
Yeah. And it's shiny to boot.
Yeah.
But she's also really interested in your tablet.
Yeah.
Oh well. There's a hint.
Mirakava's day ended in a disaster when the taxi he was riding in hit a young man, Hachi, who ran out into the street. But why did the kid rush out into the intersection like that? The answer lies in Hachi's story.
No shit.
I assume we no longer have a bad end for Hachi?
Yes.
Let's continue with Hachi, so. Or should we get everyone involved and go with those
You
along?
avoided both bad ends.
You listening to me?
Yes, I listened. That's your choice. What do you want to do?
What did I say?
Whether we wanted to get all of them started or not.
Yeah, so go with us about it.
Alright. Maria infected.
Maria infected.
Yeah, it was a critical depression. I don't want to know how people feel. All I want to know is what viruses feel. I prefer viruses because they make no move to encroach on me from the other side of my microscope. They leave me free. Let my thoughts wander as I wish. And while it may be true to say I understand viruses, I've never been able to understand my feelings. I don't know them. I don't know a single fundamental thing about them. I highly doubt that's true. Still kinda understand your daughters. Or whatever. If Tanaka dead, trying to use the backup password for the fingerprint scanner will become a hopeless endeavor. The only remaining means of gaining entry to the storage area was to issue an emergency unlock manufacturer. And in order to do that, they needed approval from the 6 members of the board of directors. Returning to his study, also called Makino's personal cell phone. What is it? Makino said gruffly as soon as he picked up. Also informed him of the situation, including Tanaka's death, and the fact that Maria was infected. The news left Makino at a loss for words. Please, you need to hold an emergency board meeting. Makino was silent for a few moments. I'm afraid I can't do that. Why not? Are you just going to sit by and let my daughter die? Ursula raged. And not just her. If Maria goes symptomatic... That was still only an if. But also I was reluctant to put his fears into words. If she goes symptomatic, the UA virus will sweep through all of Tokyo. I realize that, Makino replied. But one of the board members is overseas on business. Holding a meeting is impossible. Despite the gravity of the situation, he sounded astoundingly nonchalant. Also, I couldn't back down now. There must be some other option, like a web conference or something. I'd like to know. That doesn't help us if we can't get in touch with him. He went missing a few days ago in the middle of his business trip.
Head of Obushi Pharmaceuticals New York branch has been missing since April 25th. There have been no demands for ransom, and so the New York Police Department is investigating some other form of foul play.
Also, I was almost too appalled to believe. That's the most ridiculous lie I've ever heard. Would you like to speak to my on-site contacts if you don't believe me? This is an argument, child. If Makino was deliberately working against him, he'd never know if this disappearance was real or not. In that case, can you please appoint a representative instead? Selecting a representative is a complicated process. Even if we started right now, it would take until sometime tomorrow afternoon to complete. Tomorrow afternoon. By then, it would be too late for any of this to matter. Sir, can't you see how absurd the things you're saying are? What would you have me do? Makino barked. These are the realities of corporate politics. Or politics, I'm not actually sure which one is what.
Politics.
Well, both of the words exist. One of them refers to, well, the statement law, and one of them refers to
maybe politics.
And one of them refers to the politicians. That is why they both exist. They just mean two different things, and I forget what it is. I understand. You will do nothing for my daughter. That's what you're saying. That's not what I'm saying. Look, I'll see what I can do to appoint a representative more quickly. Someone has suggested that waiting for an appointee wouldn't be a terribly hopeful prospect. I have no more allies. All I have left now are foes. So, do you wanna be like, fuck this and go get it yourself, or do you wanna wait for Marjorie?
Fuck the system!
He couldn't count on anyone anymore. Also, I was just going to have to get the antiviral by himself. Tanaka might be dead, but there still must be some way to get that lock open. Taking extra care to avoid the notice of the detectives, also was snuck out of the house and hid in the garage. Kiba!
What's in the garage?
Wait until next time! Alright. Achoo!
Make sure he doesn't die. Again.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Good fuck yeah! Yeah, we already had this earlier in the stream. Go through it. Let's catch up. After you pay up, bitch. You pooped on the pencil case!
I was wondering when she was gonna poop again.
Yeah.
She hadn't pooped in a while.
No. Big fat poop, that's what you did.
Hey!
The kid go.
Let the kid go!
That's not how this works, girls. You're supposed to go over to the knee, not go the other way. Come on, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Maybe you wanna get over to Ramona? Get some scritches? Yeah. No. More interesting things to discover are here. Yeah, paper. Your second favorite thing to buy there. Yeah, we caught up now, right? I don't think we read any of this.
Yeah.
No, it all seemed like all these young fellows are ready to follow suit. You need to take him down a bit. You're old news, pal. Ain't your bitch to tell how to do things. I just felt a confusing flood of anger and sadness that he couldn't quite control. I'm not messing around here, you guys. I grabbed the nearest punk by the collar and hefted him up with a knee. Then someone shouted from behind him. Hey! What are you doing? I actually put the guy down and turned around to see his sister standing there. Mind telling me just what's going on here, Archie? Visible flashes underneath a sharp glare. They immediately took to their heels. Bye! Alright, you wanna chase after them or you wanna talk to Susan?
Because if he's gonna chase, he's gonna die.
That seems highly likely, actually, yeah. So what the hell is going on with SOS? I asked what was going on here. There was a threatening note in Susan's voice. That's what I want to know. What the hell's happened to SOS, man? Susan's face twisted with displeasure. You're an outsider now. It's none of your business. I don't give a damn if it's my business or not. When I left you in charge of SOS, shut your damn mouth, Mrs. Lord. Yeah, that's right. You left me in charge. So don't you dare give me any lip now about how I run things. The sudden ferocity left Archie at a loss for words. You're not the one busting your ass out here. I am! He stalked towards Archie, his face red with emotion. I've had to work so hard to keep things going with you gone. Yeah, she's found plastic. Do you have any idea what it's been like? Do you know what I've had to put myself through to keep SOS together?
Like just plastic she can throw around.
Yeah, that's a lid. She's out to discover things on your disc.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you can say. Just keep his mouth shut and it's just talk. You're gone. I thought maybe I could do things like you did. All at once, the system seemed to deflate a little on his head, hiding his face. And if I couldn't be like you, then hey man, I get it. I'm sorry. Susumu kept his face averted. Please, he muttered. Stay out of our business. Then he turned on his heel and headed off without looking back. Archie watched him leave, feeling a painful sting. Archie? Hitomi asked after Susumu was gone. Are you sure you're okay leaving things like this? Archie shrugged heavily. Susumu said he's doing what he can. It's not my place to butt in. He turned his back on Hitomi. He still needed a moment. Archie, you're being very unreasonable. About what? Felt like he'd been wounded to his very core and he wasn't sure what to do about it. You want to help people who are in trouble, right? Hitomi asked quietly. Yeah, I guess. Archie's voice was glum. Well, I'm in a whole lot of trouble right now. Yeah, I know that. No, Archie, you don't. Hitomi's tone was clipped and firm. Please, go to your sister. What are you talking about? That doesn't matter now. Yes, it does. Hitomi's shout stopped him in his tracks. Archie, right now, the thing I'm having the most trouble with is that you won't go to the hospital. Don't you get it? How can I possibly be happy with you helping me if you have to sacrifice your own sister to do it? Pearls. It's fucking with your tablet right now. It's writing, by the way.
And take the keyboard away.
She couldn't answer that, and he knew it. Please go to the hospital.
Hospital?
Yeah, hospital. I'm asking you to. I'm definitely someone in trouble. It doesn't count as breaking your promise, right? I appreciate that, she said softly.
Drop by the hospital.
You wanna drop by the hospital?
Hospital.
Hospital! So yeah, how about we drop by the hospital for a bit? Emotions Archie had been trying to hide now came welling to the surface. We'll go see Susan and after that we can go look for your sister. That be okay with you? That'll be more than okay with me. At long last, Hitomi smiled at him. Back in sync with each other, Ate and Hitomi headed to the hospital.
Hospital.
Hospital. Hospital's Mochino. That's a fucking hospital. I ever saw one. Wow, that is so Japanese. Shibuya Central Hospital was one of the foremost general hospitals in Japan, outfitted with top-notch medical facilities and staffed by highly skilled personnel. Individuals like Suzune with rare blood types were sent to the hospital from far and wide because of its cutting-edge hematology center.
The hospital division that deals with blood.
No shit!
Its goal is to provide high-end care to patients with blood disorders, including blood screening, treatments, transfusions, the management and supply of blood products, and other related services.
Like blood cancer. It's not part of oncology, in case people are wondering. No.
Leukemia.
Exactly. But leukemia is not the only one.
No.
Any kind of cancer that does not make a physical mass belongs to hematology. So like red blood cells or white blood cells, stuff like that. Emphasize. Just, it's a tip. I learned that in med school. Aji asked Hitomi to stay in the waiting area while he headed into the hospital proper. From the visitor's entrance, he passed by the nurse's station, then entered the cardiovascular medicine section and walked along a row of examination rooms.
The cardiovascular system includes the heart as well as the various blood vessels that circulate blood throughout the body.
Yes!
Cardiovascular medicine deals with the heart and blood issues such as angina?
Angina in English. Called angina in Danish. But they call it angina in English.
Angina?
Mm-hmm.
Heart attacks, heart failure, irregular pulse, and the like.
Yes. He walked by the first room as quietly as possible, catching sight of a mother and a daughter sitting together in chairs in the hall. The mother was crying softly. Oh, Takia, it's only 15, she murmured under her breath. The name Takia didn't ring a bell. It was the only 15 that got a reaction out of Archie. Only 15. Couldn't imagine anything good coming after that. To be cruelly taken away when one was still so young. Archie could feel the woman's pain as deeply as if it were his own. Because, his sister is also deadly ill. She's also not very old. When he reached Suzuna's room, Dr. Saeki, the attending physician, explained her condition. The doctor did his best to keep his explanation simple, but Archie was too worked up to process much of what was said. He didn't manage to wrap his head around a few things.
He did.
Yeah, I realized that afterwards. At around 10 o'clock that morning, Suzune had a seizure. For a while it had been touch and go, but finally her condition had stabilized. However, since she hadn't regained consciousness yet, she wasn't allowed any visitors. That was the gist, as far as Archie could tell. What's your father doing today? Still hasn't come by, Dr. Saeki said. Archie wasn't sure what to tell him. It was certainly odd. There was no way his father wouldn't have rushed right to the hospital if he'd heard Suzune had taken a turn for the worse. I'll give you a call once she's woken up for now. You can head on home for the day. Alright? Please keep a close eye on her, Doctor. Somberly, Archie went to find Hitomi in the waiting area. Doctor.
Why is it so dark?
Outpatient reception had closed for the day, that's fine.
Oh.
They kind of do that at our hospitals too. You're just never there.
Yeah, but would they turn off the lights like that?
Yeah, they turn off the lights out in the outpatient reception area. Nobody's supposed to be there
Okay.
for the night.
Well, what do I know?
Yeah. Leaving the hospital quiet, his footsteps echoed softly in the corridors. Then as he walked along, a peculiar sound drew his attention. But yeah, no, they wouldn't do this early though in the night. It had come from over by the base of the nearby stairwell. Archie took a peek around the corner. Well, well, well!
Can I understand you?
Yeah, understand, yeah. Exactly, cannot understand you. He's trying to murder his ass. Or his threat. The sight that greeted him nearly made him gasp aloud. In the dim light overhead, he saw Kanan, and she had some white guy pressed against the wall, knife to his throat. Archie quickly yanked his head back out of view. Could it be... was this the man Kanan said she was after? Archie had to resist the urge to go charging out there. Some amateur hitting in half-cocked might will be more of a liability to Kanan than any sort of help. He heard her mutter something to the man in English. We know nothing about Alphonse's background, nationality, sex, age. Archie could just barely make out the words, but since it was all in English, he had no idea what they meant. Thank God we do! But we do know that whoever they are, they have connections to Lang.
Slang for the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. Headquartered in Lang, Virginia. Similar to referring to the Japanese government as Nakatacho, the CIA has other nicknames, including the company, the agency, the second company,
Yeah.
the invisible government, and the crewmakers.
Yeah, I like these extra names. They're kind of fun. Archie peeked out again, very cautiously, in time to see the man raise an eyebrow at Kanan's words. Interesting. That doesn't mean you need to threaten me a knife, though. He flashed her a thin smile. It does, actually. Because I happen to know that you're a CIA agent. Bum, bum, bum!
I mean, we do that already.
No. We knew he was part of the, what are they called? Embassy. The US Embassy. That's what we knew.
Okay.
He just looks like
I
an
had
agent.
just assumed it was for CIA.
Yeah, or the feds. But yeah, he does also look like one. But we didn't.
Technically, yeah.
No. I wasn't reading it.
No, you were about to say something.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Technically known as officers. The CIA refers to its own spies as agents. Someone in charge of directing agents is called a case officer. Case officers are stationed at embassies across the world in public guise of diplomats, soldiers, and the likes.
So that's probably what he is. Ah! No sooner were Kanan's words out than the man grabbed her arm and tried to hurl her against the wall. Just before her head connected, though, she jackknifed her upper body forward, then planted both feet against the wall and kicked off with tremendous force. Oh well, she used the momentum to launch herself forward, regaining her position with her knife against the man's throat. But, during his brief opening, the man had managed to draw a gun from inside his jacket. Now the barrel was pressed right against Kanan's heart.
It's a Glock.
What?
It's a Glock.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is much more of an American weapon. I
Yes.
just swallowed the lump in his throat. How about we call it truce? Kanan said softly. Truce through her knife. Yeah, sounds like you and me are both after the same thing. The man likewise loaded his gun. With a faint smile, Kanan turned her back on him and vanished down the kitchen stairs. Archie had no idea what had just happened. Stopped fighting though, so this guy probably wasn't Kanan's mastermind after. If only Archie spoke a little English, he might have been able to follow the conversation.
Oh shit, we have to go back to school.
What do you mean? He found himself wishing he'd taken school more seriously. There you go. When he looked again, he saw that the man too. Hey! Oh yeah, the controller's interesting. I know.
It's a colourful.
Yeah, there's so many things to bite into. Tommy stood up from her chair as Archie hurried into the waiting area. How's Susanne? She asked. But now she's not in any immediate danger, they said. That's good to hear. But more importantly, Kanan was here just now. What? Why? I'm not sure. I'm not smart enough to figure that out. Archie slumped his shoulders. Huh? What? I'm not quite sure what you mean. Exactly. I couldn't understand anything she was saying. Why didn't I take school more seriously? Allie couldn't even figure out how to get through to Hitomi. May I have a moment? A voice spoke unexpectedly from behind Archie. Well, hello there! His breath caught in his throat as he turned around. Standing there was the man Kanan had been struggling. What's up? Archie asked. Yeah, this makes sense because we got to know that Hitomi was in Stanley's custody. So I assume that's what's happening here. He tried to sound as nonchalant as possible, but the man wasn't looking at Archie. You're Hitomi Osawa, is that right? Yes. Hey! Archie snapped. Keep your distance. She stepped protectively in front of Hitomi. This guy, he's not what he looks like. He clenched his fist and adopted a defensive posture. Huh? Hitomi seemed panicked. Archie said.
Second one.
This one? I don't know who he is, but he's not our friend. The man calmly reached into his jacket pocket. Fearing he might be about to draw his gun, Archie braced for action. Ha! In justice we trust! That's what I think about when I think about this. My name's Jack Stanley. I'm a security assistance officer with the U.S. Embassy. Archie held back his punch as the man held out his ID card.
Diplomats are issued diplomatic passports and diplomatic ID cards by their home government. Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs also issues its own form of diplomatic identification card. The CIA provides such identification to its operatives working overseas to help maintain identities.
Yes. Embassy?
Ambassador?
What?
Did you see what it said? No, on his
On his ID card?
on his ID card. The signature on it from the ambassador. Some kind of ambassador. I'm not sure exactly what ambassador it was, but whatever. The one who signed his ID card was Jack Hancock.
Oh my god, another very, very good name. What the fuck? I love it. Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh my god. What does someone from the US Embassy want with me? Stanley asked timidly. You're being targeted by a dangerous criminal. I'm here to take you into protective custody. Custody? Archie's temper flared. Buzz off, pal. We're busy here. Busy searching for Maria Osawa? Stanley asked. Archie and Hitomi exchanged glances. I know the full details of the trouble you currently find yourself in. Alright then, Archie said. Then you should know we don't have time to get taken into custody. I'm afraid you don't understand the situation you're dealing with.
Weird you.
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, It sounded like you said you're.
No, we're dealing. We're up against the dangerous international crime. I know that I have a tendency to mumble a lot, so that might be why. Taking reckless action is only going to put her life in danger.
Yet people keep complaining that you're loud.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Me neither. Even when I actively try not to be loud, I am still loud, apparently.
But right now you have to be loud.
Yeah, because they need to hear me.
Yeah. Exactly. You're doing what you're supposed to.
Exactly. Don't be a fool. This is no time to play the knight in shining armor. Hey! Archie was infuriated, but he couldn't think of a comeback. After all, it was true that Hitomi had run into danger time and again while she was with them. But I'm already safe, Hitomi insisted. I'm only here right now because Archie has been protecting me. She eyed Stanley sharply. I've got Archie with me. I don't need your protection. Archie felt a surge of pride that practically brought tears to his eyes. If Hitomi would have let him, he'd have given her an enormous hug. Stanley grimaced in resignation. Alright. In that case, how about I join your search for Maria? I can help keep you safe that way instead. I don't know. Hitomi grabbed hold of Archie's sleeve. This Stanley fellow didn't have the most trustworthy face. That's because he looks like a fucking secret agent. Archie thought. But he realized that he might be biased after being chased around by foreigners all day. True that. After all, if this guy really were after Hitomi, he'd probably have already made a show of force. Not only did he have a gun on him, he was sufficiently skilled in martial arts to hold his own against Kanan. He'd have no trouble taking down a single unarmed opponent like Archie. She's busy, playing with the mouse.
She was looking at my finger before.
Yeah, it's like, what? It's moving? What the fuck?
She was like, it came out from nowhere.
Yeah. Tell me, I get the impression this Stanley guy's not our enemy right now. Don't I get a slight nod? Alright. I trust your judgment on this, Archie. I was just about to say Akichi. Like Akechi. That's a different character. Now then.
Akechi's castle!
That's Takeshi. Takeshi.
Oh yeah, that's Takeshi.
Yeah.
Beat Takeshi.
Yeah.
Oh, she pooped. Right on the edge.
Yeah. Now then, what's the plan from here? Stanley asked. Not wandering around aimlessly around town, I hope. There was a trace of snidness in his voice. You can just keep your mouth shut, Archie replied. We can wander around town all day if we feel like it. Two can play that snarky game, he thought to himself. You biting me? Poor Hitomi looked distressed. Well, if that's what you want, I can stay quiet. But first, I need to inform the police that I have Miss Orso in my custody. Wait, hold on, Hitomi blurted. That isn't a good idea. Stanley inclined his head. Why is that? Well, since you already seem to know most of the story, let me quickly explain the kidnapper's threat and describe the search for the minion. Stanley remained quiet, listening with obvious interest. I see, he said when she'd finished. Still, when the minivan exploded, didn't that make you promise to the kidnappers a new point? Tommy nodded. I suppose it did, didn't it? Let me ask just one more question. Do either of you know a detective by the name of Tateno? No? You haven't run into any detectives. Yeah, exactly. The only folks we seem to run into are guys who are after Hitomi. I see. A grim expression crossed Stanley's face. Well, technically they have met her. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to get in touch with the investigation task force. I'll have them contact your parents for you. Would you mind speaking with them so they can confirm it's really you? Sure, alright, Hitomi said. Stanley got on his wireless and described the current circumstances to the police.
Hey, look. You want to step up?
Mr. Ender, hold on! Suddenly, Dr. Saiki appeared running down the hallway. There's something I forgot to tell you. regarding your father. Oh? I just got a sinking feeling. I got a call from him yesterday afternoon, and he asked me something rather odd. Ooh! Flashback. Yeah. Preparations for a transplant? I'm sorry, I'm not entirely sure I understand what you're asking. Psychic closed the receiver. Daisuke Endo's brooding tone was more than a little disturbing. No, it's alright, Endo said. This is all just difficult to talk about, Doctor. Please forget I said anything. There's just one important thing I wanted to let you know. Yes? There's going to be a brain-dead woman coming your way, probably around 9 o'clock this evening, I expect. Her blood type is Bombay. Bombay was the extremely rare blood type that Endo's daughter Suzune possessed. Any transplant donor for Suzune would also need to have the Bombay blood type. Since she has the same blood type as Suzune, the transplant itself is not an issue. He continued. The only thing I'm concerned about is whether the procedure can be done within the limited time window. And I hate to trouble you, but I just called because I think it would be best to prepare for the surgery as soon as possible. Not fucking foreboding. The more Psyche heard, the more disturbed he grew. It felt like he was listening this man go on about some strange solution. Doctor, please just take good care of Susan. With that, Endo hung up. Oh well. That's very foreboding, isn't it? Archie kept quiet as he listened to Dr. Psyche tell his story. Of course, that was yesterday, and I still haven't heard anything about a brain-dead girl turning up. After all, only God would know when someone would wind up in a state of brain death. But still, there was just something very strange about what your father said. It was as if he was certain that someone was going to wind up brain dead, or... Stop right there! Archie exclaimed. Stanley and Hitomi turned in surprise. They were still in the middle of the wildest call to the police. Don't get me wrong, the doctor said hastily. I'm not trying to imply your father would hurt him. What I'm worried about is your father's mental state and... No! Let's interrupt him again. That's not it! His own words from earlier spun within his head. So long as we have these cameras, this guy has nowhere to run. The security cameras. I'm sure this is the place. The man with the cane. He'd been on the phone with someone. That didn't mean anything. It was just a coincidence. It couldn't be true. But he searched desperately for some other explanation. That was it. Anyone from the downtown committee could have used the camera monitoring room. Yeah, no one's been by to check today. Nothing wrong with a little nap yet? Good fall. No dice. No one from downtown had been by the surveillance room today. I mean, except for us. It couldn't be. It couldn't. As she began to tremble. Is something the matter? Hitomi asked. Archie, you're pale as a ghost. Archie gazed beseechingly back into her face. With just one simple question, you could clear this whole thing up. Please tell me I'm overthinking this. What are you laughing at?
Against my glass.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's what you do. Right, I didn't want it before asking. Hitomi, would you mind telling me your blood type? Why do you ask? Please, just tell me. I have a sort of a weird blood type, Hitomi said. It's called Bombay.
It's a Bombay. Drastic, fantastic.
Where is that even from? I've heard it before.
It's a song?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what the song is called.
Okay. The last piece of the puzzle fell into place.
Let's mention there's also a Swedish musician who at one point went under the name as Dr. Bombay, an Indian guy.
Yeah, I know. I know that one. Oh well. There's no longer any room for doubt.
The tiger ate my family.
As he found himself facing a sad and painful truth. Why? With an anguished scream, Anguish! Archie punched the wall as hard as he could. But his fist still didn't hurt as much as his heart. Just biting your skirt. Dad, why?
And time for us to stop.
Yeah, it's getting late. We're getting very, very late. There you go. Endo was the one who told Tatano where they were, so that Tatano could murder her ass. Or Susan. So yeah, there we go.
No, I'm not sure why Tatano would help him in that way.
I'm sure it has something to do with the fact that she carries only anti-girl.
I mean, that too, yeah, but like...
Maybe their goals align.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, my skirt is slightly shiny.
Yeah, very nice. It's just like... Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, since this is the end of the stream,
Yeah.
it is time to remind you that if you enjoy these streams, you give us a follow here on Twitch. That would be very nice.
Yeah.
We would like to have some more followers. But also, if you would like to actually see some of the other streams, like the VODs and whatnot, we have our YouTube channel. Same name as our Twitch channel. Personal Ace Face.
Yeah.
There you can see the VODs of the other streams.
Yeah, catch up to this one if you want to. Came in here getting slightly spoiled, I'm sorry, but you're just playing it. So what can you do?
There's also a VOD of just me alone playing World of Warcraft Classic, Part 4 version of it.
Part 4.
Where I'm trying to see how far I can get with randomized characters.
So far you have 2 deaths.
Yeah, today didn't go so well.
No.
I got into like level 12. Then I got killed by 2 kobolds ganging up on me.
Oh no. Not the
Because
kobolds.
they apparently had poison, one of them. So I died pretty fast. And then I rolled up a new character and died immediately in the first kill of the gnome and dwarf stunt. Because the enemy I had to kill immediately respawned and started attacking me.
Oh no.
So I was like, shit, I have no mana left. I need to get out of here. I can't get out of here because there's no way out. There were so many enemies.
Yeah.
I'd gone in the wrong way more or less. I come in from the side where I couldn't turn back if I wanted because I jumped down from the ledge. So, but yeah. So that next stream will which I don't know when will happen. It will happen when I have time and energy for it. That's generally what I'm doing with those streams. I will roll up a new character.
Yeah. Starting from scratch once again.
Yeah. Hopefully not getting a gnome or dwarf. I kind of want to do another starting zone.
Yeah. Well, you completely randomize it, so you don't know.
No, I don't know.
Statistically, you should get something else. That's just statistical.
Statistically, I'm also unlucky.
That's not how statistics work.
But anyways, do give the YouTube channel a subscribe to.
Yeah.
And if you like any of the videos, do give them a like and comment on the video.
Yeah.
If you have something you want to ask, do ask us. Just anything about the videos.
Mm-hmm.
So, engage with the algorithm and whatnot.
Yeah, help the algorithm along. We will try to answer.
But we will see you guys next time, which will be Saturday, same time as today. Same Ace time, same Ace channel.
I didn't get it.
It was this thing they said back in the Batman TV series with what's his name? I forget his name. It was the first TV series, like a live action TV series. Adam West. Adam West. I believe his name is. Where it's like follow what happens next time. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Okay, I guess that's what it's from then.
Yeah.
Alright. I learned something new today. That's not how this works.
You can just use it for.
Yeah.
So. Bye.
Bye!